Hello everyone, here is an expression before us. At first glance, this expression looks intimidating because we have radical signs and multiple square roots in the denominator. And to top it all off, everything is being raised to the power of 12. If you try to plug this straight into a standard calculator or expanding it directly, you would end up in a mess. Now let's solve it together. For us to solve this expression, the first rule is when dealing with complex exponential expressions, always simplify the inside first before touching the exponent outside. Let's look closely at all the three square roots inside the main fraction. We have square root of 12, square root of 15, and square root of 3. Notice that every single one of these radicals is a multiple of 3. That is, 3 times 4 will give us 12, 3 times 5 will give us 15, and 3 times 1 will give us 3. The next thing is, let's highlight the factor of 3 in each radical. In the numerator, we have square root of 12, which is equal to square root of 4 times 3, which will give us square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 3. Square root of 4 is 2, so we have it as 2 root 3. And in the denominator, we have square root of 15, which is equal to square root of 5 times 3, which will give us square root of 5 multiplied by square root of 3. And finally, in the denominator, we have square root of 3, which is equal to 3 times 1. So we still have that as square root of 3. The next thing is, let's rewrite the fraction using these simplified forms, which will give us 2 root 3, which is the numerator, divided by square root of 5 multiplied by square root of 3 plus square root of 3. Notice how the denominator has a common factor of root 3. Let's factor root 3 out of the denominator, which will give us 2 root 3 divided by root 3 multiplied by root 5 plus 1. Since root 3 is in both the numerator and denominator, then we have to cancel it out completely. So root 3 cancel root 3, then we are left with 2 divided by root 5 plus 1. Can you see now that we have turned a messy radical fractions into a much cleaner one, but we still have a square root in our denominator. Now, how do we eliminate this square root?
To eliminate root 5 plus 1,
We shall multiply both the numerator and the denominator by its algebraic conjugate, which is root 5 minus 1. So let's multiply that, which will give us 2 divided by root 5 plus 1 multiplied by root 5 minus 1 divided by root 5 minus 1. In the denominator, we use the difference of squares formula, that is a plus b multiplied by a minus b equals a square minus b square, which will give us root 5 square minus 1 square. Square cancel square root, so we are left with 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. Now let's put it all together. So in the numerator, we have 2 multiplied by root 5 minus 1, and in the denominator we have 4. Let's divide them. So we have 2 in 2, 1, 2 in 4, 2, which is equal to root 5 minus 1 divided by 2. Now we are done with the simplification of the fraction inside the bracket. The next thing is the raised to power of 12. Now our original problem has been reduced to simply evaluating root 5 minus 1 divided by 2 raised to the power of 12. Instead of multiplying these 12 times manually, let's use the power of repeated squaring. That is, let x equals root 5 minus 1 divided by 2. Since x equals root 5 minus 1 divided by 2, let's find x square. So x square equals root 5 minus 1 divided by 2 square, which will give us root 5 square minus 2 root 5 plus 1 square divided by 4. Square cancel square root. So we are left with 5 minus 2 root 5 plus 1 divided by 4. Let's rearrange this. So we have 5 plus 1 minus 2 root 5 divided by 4. 5 plus 1, 6. So we have 6 minus 2 root 5 divided by 4. Let's factor 6 minus 2 root 5 divided by 4, which will give us 2 multiplied by 3 minus root 5 divided by 4. 2 in 2, 1. 2 in 4, 2. So we are left with 3 minus root 5 divided by 2, which is our x square. Now let's calculate x cube, that is x raised to power of 3. To calculate x cube, which is x multiplied by x square, so we are going to be having square root of 5 minus 1 divided by 2, which is our x, multiplied by our x square, which is 3 minus root 5 divided by 2. Let's multiply the numerator, which is square root of 5 minus 1 multiplied by 3 minus root 5. Root 5 multiplied by 3 will give us 3 root 5. Root 5 multiplied by root 5 will give us minus root 25. Minus 1 times 3 will give us minus 3. Minus times minus will give us plus. 1 times root 5 will give us root 5. So we have 3 root 5 minus square root of 25 is 5 minus 3 plus root 5, which will give us 3 root 5 minus 5 minus 3 will give us minus 8 plus root 5, which will give us 4 root 5 minus 8. So our x cube, which is equal to 3 root 5 minus 8 plus root 5. 3 root 5 plus root 5 will give us 4 root 5 minus 8. So here is the calculation of our numerator. Now back to the denominator. The denominator is 2, so 2 times 2 equals 4. So x cube equals 4 root 5 minus 8 divided by 4. Let's divide, which will give us root 5 minus 2. So our x cube equals root 5 minus 2. Let's calculate x raised to the power of 6. We've known x square, we've known x cube. The next thing is x raised to the power of 6. And let's calculate x raised to the power of 6, which will give us x raised to the power of 3 to the power of 2. X raised to the power of 3 is root 5 minus 2. So we'll put our square there. Let's expand. Root 5 minus 2 multiplied by root 5 minus 2. Root 5 multiplied by root 5 will give us root 25 minus root 5 multiplied by 2 will give us 2 root 5 minus 2 multiplied by root 5 will give us 2 root 5 minus times minus will give us plus. 2 times 2 will give us 4. So we have root 25 minus 4 root 5 plus 4. Square root of 25 will give us 5. So we have 5 minus 4 root 5 plus 4. Let's rearrange. So we have 5 plus 4 minus 4 root 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So we have 9 minus 4 root 5. This is our x raised to the power of 6. So our x raised to the power of 6 is 9 minus 4 root 5. Since our x raised to the power of 6 is this, then it will be easier for us to calculate x raised to the power of 12. So let's calculate x raised to the power of 12, which will give us x raised to the power of 6 to the power of 2. X raised to the power of 6 is 9 minus 4 root 5. Let's expand. 9 minus 4 root 5 multiplied by 9 minus 4 root 5. 9 times 9, 81, minus 9 times 4 root 5 will give us 36 root 5, minus 4 root 5 times 9 will give us 36 root 5, minus times minus will give us plus. 4 root 5 times 4 root 5 will give us 4 root 5 square. Let's expand 4 root 5 square. So we have 4 root 5 square equals 4 root 5 multiplied by 4 root 5. 4 times 4 is 16, times root 5 times root 5 will give us root 25. So we have it as 16 times root 25 is what? Square root of 25 is what? 5. So 16 times 5 will give us 80. Now back to our x raised to the power of 12, which is 81 minus 36 root 5 minus 36 root 5 plus 80, which gives us 81 minus 36 root 5 minus 36 root 5 will give us minus 72 root 5 plus 80. Let's rearrange. 81 plus 80 minus 72 root 5. 81 plus 80 will give us 161. So we have 161 minus 72 root 5. Means our x raised to power 12 equals 161 minus 72 root 5. Back to our original question, which says square root of 12 divided by square root of 15 plus square root of 3 raised to the power of 12. When we're done with the calculation, we got 161 minus 72 root 5 as our final and correct answer. Thank you for watching.